Hey. How are you guys doing tonight? Boy, it's been a while. I haven't been doing this for a while. I'm so glad to be back. We got a few people in the chat already. Michelle Blasky, how are you doing? 9 minutes early. You were early today. That's great. Creepy clown sightings. Hey, what's up? Behind the Fiends, our buddy John Evans. What up and aloha? Yes, he's in Hawaii, everybody. Hawaii. And Patrick Lascarbo. Hey, Patrick. Trying to get to some of the cast to come on. So we had other people come wanting to come on, but they're going to be late. Do you want to come on, Patrick? If I send you the StreamYard link, would you be willing to come on? If you want to, just let me know, and we will. Doomsday Script. Hey, John, how you doing? Our other John. We got two Johns, John Evans and John Henderson. Both wonderful, wonderful, wonderful human beings. Chasing a Dream. What's up? What's up, Steve? Man, a lot is up. A lot is up. Damn straight. Okay, Patrick, I'm going to share you the. I'm going to share it. I'm going to share the link to Patrick. Patrick played Henry in the Sawyer Massacre, and it'd be nice to have at least one cast member on with me early. I was waiting on a few people, and so I'm going to send you, Patrick. I'm going to send it to you through Facebook Messenger, just so you know. Just so you know. Expect a message any second through Facebook Messenger, and you can join in if you want to. Did that work? There we go. There we go. It's one of those nights. I haven't used StreamYard in a while. This is like my first time doing StreamYard in a while. New Motion Vintage Films. Hey, Pupados. Hamityville Horror Podcast. Hey guys, I love you guys. Man, you guys are awesome. Had a great time on your podcast. Eduardo Guerrero, King Dime Zach. Thank you guys all for joining. King Dime Zach is also in the movie. You can come on the show if you want to. He was an extra. That's Aaron. Oh God, I'm bad. Aaron Johnson. Bad with names now. Aaron Johnson. And Gen 13, hi, everybody. Thank you all for joining. This is a bit of a celebration tonight. We'll see if Patrick's going to join here in a bit. I did send him the link. But we're here to kind of celebrate the fact that our film has already hit 50,000 views. We got somebody here. That's Patrick. There he is.
Hey.
There's Patrick. There he is. How you doing, man?
Great. How are you guys doing? How's it? I saw we're close to 60. What do you mean 50?
I know it's actually over. We're close to 65 now.
Yeah,
65,000. I'm late on this stuff. I've been so busy. I was like, I'm gonna do a stream for 50K views, and that was literally like 5 days ago or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy crap, we're already at 60 now, and it's like
out of nowhere. It's like a shot.
Yeah, it's just keeps going. Our movie's got some legs to it.
Yeah.
Got some legs.
Yeah, we got more legs than Herschel Walker. We got
That's awesome. How you been there, Patrick? I've missed you, man. You're a great guy to work with on set. You were really late that one day because of the rented car, but whatever. We made it work. I feel bad because we had you literally there. We got you in makeup, and your scene is literally like 20 seconds long.
But it was very important 20 seconds. Let's get that out of the way.
It was
very important 20 seconds.
It was. You had to have it. The movie wouldn't have been the same without it.
But yeah, that was great. It was a nice ride that I rented. I know you guys saw it. I rented a nice little a Mustang there. That's what they had available. That's what they. I wish we could have used that in a film somewhere, but I mean, didn't work for the time period.
Not for the time period, no. We had an old Cadillac in our film. That's the car that you were supposedly driving in the movie.
Hey, no, I wasn't driving. Hey, I'm gonna go to my grave that drove that car.
Yeah. It was a cool car though. I love the Cadillac. That's probably my favorite car in the movie. I mean, the truck is great and all, but
I think my two favorite cars in the movie would be the Cadillac, and two would be the hearse that was just there.
That was just there at the gas station. Yeah, exactly. It was great.
Well, what are the odds that there just be like a hearse sitting at the gas station that we're gonna film this at?
Excuse me. Well, I kind of knew that actually because In fact, the owner of that gas station was supposedly going to let us use his cars in the movie, like for all those other scenes. And then I don't know if he got cold feet or whatever, but he's like, no, I can't actually do it now. I was like, whatever, okay. He was one of the people that backed up, but he let us shoot at his place though. What's that?
He was a little strange, but a cool dude.
You know what? It was a cool location. It was a cool location to film at. So I was very, very happy that we got to use that. I mean, I would have loved to been able to use the original gas station from the original movie, but you know
what the cost
what can you do? It's not a cost. They just won't allow people to film there. They just won't allow filming there.
They don't even allow there at all. I think I've seen people film out there, so I don't know.
I don't know if it's. I don't know what it is. I wish I could have got more answers out of them. It could have been some sort of legal issues. I don't know. Some sort of stipulation with the rights holders of the franchise that
that's a possibility.
I don't know. I don't know the details. They just I got to visit the gas station I got to eat at the gas station. It was great.
Yeah,
I loved it.
At the gas station.
Yeah. But it's unfortunate that we couldn't film there. Bummer,
so I think it's very fortuitous that we've hit about 60,000, and no time of year screams Texas Chainsaw Massacre like Christmas. No.
Well, we got more people in the chat. Hey, thank you all for joining. We've got Jason Knight from Backtrack Cinema. Hey, man. Been a while since I've used StreamYard. Hey, Steve, he says. Lisa Perez, one of our associate producers. Hey, Lisa, how are you doing? Lisa was one heck of a great promoter. Did I miss anybody in the chat? By the way, this is a first for this channel. Since the last time I actually went live on this channel, we've gotten to the point where my channel's monetized now. So you might notice that you guys can do super chats, and if you do, you guaranteed to get your comment read. Not that you have to do that, but I might read your comment anyways. But yeah, every little bit helps. It helps the channel. It helps me and get me put more content out there. Probably, we'll see. But there's that ability now, and that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, just and thanks to the movie actually for doing that, because I was. Oh, we lost Patrick there for a sec. But that's okay. He's just gone dark. It's all good. But the movie is responsible for getting us monetized, basically, because it had enough views. We needed a lot more watch hours. I think you required 4,000 watch hours within a year, and we were like hovering around 1,200 for the longest time. Then we released the movie, and within a week or so, it got to that point where we got monetized. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. Not that it's about making. I doubt I'm going to make a lot of money from YouTube. That's for sure. A lot of my content is Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff, so I probably can't even monetize that. So that's okay. But I can always do these live chats, and that super chat function is there, and
you can always monetize talking something, right? I mean,
what's that?
You can always monetize talking about something. No politicians do that for a living.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyways, Patrick, I was just wondering if you have any funny stories you'd like to share with us about while shooting our film. I'm sure there must be something, especially the first day.
Well, funny stories. There's so many, to be completely honest. I think the funniest story was, and I don't think people realize this, we didn't really have to dress up the house set too awful much. That house was made for this movie. I mean, we put a couple of baubles around the house, but the dilapidation of that house was 100% accurate. When I pulled up to the house, I was like, "We're shooting here. Is this safe?" And the fact that it had a living vulture inside the house, which not many people know about. But anyway,
we had our animal expert on set for that too. So thank you, Michael Baran, for being our animal expert for that. Otherwise, we could have got shut down. Yeah, we didn't have him on set. So lucky there. So shout out to Michael Baran.
That was fairly funny. And then the funniest thing I think is there's a random shot like a BTS shot of me and Jordan was like, he put a, but it looks like I'm directing the shit out of this scene. All I'm literally doing is trying to get to the tacos. I was literally trying to like cart people to get to tacos, and it looks like I'm directing the crap out of the actors. And I'm like, no, I'm an actor. I'm not directing anyone. I'm trying to get food. I'm trying to get.
You mean the tacos we had in the Airstream?
Yes, the tacos in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. That makes sense. Yeah, we had a lot. It was mostly breakfast tacos, as I remember.
Yes, yeah, but they were all good. I mean, and then the other funny thing I think would be the fact that like I had been out of Texas for a while by the time we filmed.
That's right.
I flew down. I flew in, and I knew like who was in the cast, kind of. You know, I knew most of the people in the cast. I knew William. I knew like one or two other cast members, but. And this is something like with Texas filming, because it's kind of a small community. I get on set, and like the sound guy I've worked with before, and then one of the and like all these people. Les, I worked with Les. I didn't know Les was Grandpa. I didn't know Les was Grandpa until like that day. I'm like, oh, Les, what's going on? I was like,
he was the last person cast in the film, and he was referred by William Instone.
I've worked with Les before. I worked with Les on Through a Glass Darkly,
cool.
which was filmed in Texas as well. And Les is awesome. Les is great.
Les is great, and he might be joining us. He said he was going to join us tonight. Has he read my message? No. I sent him the link, and he still has not seen it. So we'll see. We'll see if he gets it. We talked a couple days ago, and he was all down for it. And our buddy Jason Bradford from the Terror Express. Hey, everyone. Hey, Jason. Thank you for tuning in. And, well, we've got our first super sticker, new promotion, vintage films. I think that's 40 pesos. I can't tell. I don't know if that. I'm not good with the 40, different currency 40, stuff. I can't.
What is
that? Is
that's not pound.
You'll have to tell me what that is, Pupo. But thank you so much for that. And, you know, thank you very much. It all goes towards the channel, and you're a good dude. You're one of our best supporters. So thank you so much. And hey, it's good. You were our first super chat or super sticker or whatever they call it. It says super sticker on that. I don't know. So thank you so much.
Answered whatever it is. What is that how that works?
What's that?
That he gets his question answered now, right?
Whatever. He doesn't have a question though. If you have a question, I just have whatever he puts though. I have to put it on the screen. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to work. I think I've seen a lot of people do this. I'll get used to it. That's for sure. But yeah, thank you, Pupo Das. And if you do have a question you want to ask Mr. Patrick Lascarbo, feel free to do so. And we got some new chatters as well. Mr. Multo, you gotta get better with that. Mr. Multo, hey everyone, and Carlos from the Lazy Reviewer. A lot of people in the chat tonight. Hey, I guess you guys missed me. It's been a while since I've done this. I've been super busy. I hope you guys all understand. This movie has kind of hit me by surprise. I don't know what your thoughts were, Patrick, while filming this movie, but I will say this. After we finished filming, I thought we made a disaster. Well, maybe not a disaster, but I thought, man, there's some really rough scenes. And to be fair, there kind of is a few rough scenes that seem kind of choppy. And, you could tell we were rushed. We shot the movie in 9 days. But when I started seeing it come together, I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. It's a lot better than I thought. But at the time, we barely made it through. There were so many things there was just so many things happening during production that just seemed like, oh God, what are we going to put up with next? But what was it like for you seeing it from the outside, going in, knowing some of the things, like you knew some of the things that were happening. Like, obviously you knew about the SFX artist bailing on us because it was like, I put you guys in contact with her like last summer, like more than a year ago.
Yes.
And it's like, when is this happening? And I'm like, I kept messaging her. I'm like, do you want to drop out and me find somebody else? As I know this has to get done.
Yeah.
Live casting is not a simple, you know. So then she finally quit a month before filming, and I hired Sergio just like that because I didn't have a choice. And it was basically, you think you can get 3 live casts done in a month? And it's like, I think I can do it. I think I can do it. And you were tough because you were in Vermont a lot of
Yes.
the time. It was like finding a time when you were actually going to be in Texas
Yep.
to get your live cast done.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that stuff.
Playing the day before he came to my ex's house, because that's where I was going to visit, and and he came in, live casted me that day, in and out in like maybe 2 hours. I mean, he was on point. He was ready to go. But yeah, I got off the plane, and the next day I was being live cast.
Wow. Did you expect it to look the way it looked? And was there anything you were expecting as far as the mask went and all that kind of stuff? It's kind of the most important mask that Leatherface wears in the movie because that sort of ties the plot together. It's the face of the father and the hair of the mother.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if a lot of people realize, because I wasn't very specific to that in the script. But
the thing that like if I look at the film very objectively, the fact that the mom got her hair chopped off, that we should have done something with that. You know, there should have been like
oh man,
or something. I don't know. But I mean, and here's the thing: as an actor, when we're in it, you know, we don't know what you've got up here. We've got no clue, really. I know the scene supposed to be going on in the scene. I know how I'm supposed to interact with the other characters and whatnot. I know how we're supposed to do these things, but we don't know how it's going to come together as actors. We have no clue, because you, as a director and editor, you've got all this stuff in your head, and I'm like, sometimes we do stuff where I'm like, why are we doing? I don't understand. But you know what? We're doing it. We're doing it. You know? You know, that's how this is all gonna pay. Like my my basement scene. I'm like, I don't know where this is going in here. I don't know what's happening prior to this. I don't know what's gonna go on after this. I got no clue. You know. But I'm like, I'm just hoping it looks good. And of course, especially when there's practical effects going on as well, I don't know what it looks like. Okay.
I hear you.
I mean, I guess I can give out spoilers because there's 60,000 people who have seen the movie. But I mean, when I get my eyes gouged out, I don't know what it looks like on camera. I got no clue. I'm like, I'm emoting. I'm doing my thing. I feel the blood running down my face. I'm like, I hope this is coming off good. And then that's going to just come off well. And they're like, oh yeah, it came off great. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I got to trust you because I didn't see it. You know, actually, here's another funny thing. I think I said to Scotty after he poked my eyes, I'm like, your hands are so soft.
He moisturizes.
Yeah, with blood.
Hey, it worked.
It worked. But I mean, that's one of the things I think we trust. There's a lot of trust that we put in you and whoever's going to do the all of the editing as well as the sound work and whatnot. We've got to. I mean, we think it's coming out okay. We think it's. I mean, and again, a lot of people don't realize this. We don't shoot in order.
Yeah, we don't shoot in sequence.
That's another thing, is that a lot of people who aren't in the film business as a whole think like it's like a play and we shoot it all in sequence. No, we do not. we jump around like whatever's called for that day or whatever location we've got open to us, and with the time that we have the location open to us is what we shoot. So we don't see it all as a whole. We just see our bits and just hope that they come out well. You know,
exactly.
Yeah, I just got shooting a horror comedy called The Yorkie Werewolf, which should be coming out next year.
Cool.
And it's an actual like full on movie. It's not a fan film. It's a full on. It may be in theaters. Hopefully, it'll be in theaters.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. And like I said, I always just keep asking the director and the DP. I'm like, how did it look? How did it look? Did it come out? Did it come off? Is the timing right now? Because there was comedy in it, so a little bit different. You got some timing things that got to go on with comedy. I'm like, did it hit? Did it hit with you guys? Do we need to do it a couple more times? And that was the thing, is like with my eye gouge scene, we had one shot at that, really.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because we didn't. because we were lower budget, we don't have hero wardrobe and like messed up, bloody wardrobe. We've just got what I had for wardrobe. That's it.
It worked. It worked.
Yeah, we've got, and then like other little stumbling things. Like I watched somebody do a review of the whole entire movie, and they were going like, "That dude got yeeted down the stairs," because I got thrown down the stairs. I'm like, nobody realized like there's no stairs there.
There's no stairs.
There were no stairs.
It was a closet.
It's a little tiny freaking closet that's about this big, literally.
We put pillows or something for you or cushions.
A cushion from that dilapidated, I don't know how long that couch had been out. Put that down, and I'm like, I'll just fall on this. We'll make it work.
There you go.
And Scotty threw
That's
me in.
indie filmmaking for you.
It looked great. It looked great. But I was like, and again, that's the thing, like, I don't know how this is going to look. Does this look good? Does this look right? I got to trust you when you go like, yeah, we got it. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, we got it. So, I mean, really, the burden of like, is this going to come off or not come off? That's really on you. I just do my thing, hoping that, it's going to work. And then, boink.
Mr. Patrick, this is this is his question, I guess. Mr. Patrick, why were you so mad about barbecue that you went inside Grandpa's house and give us one of the most shocking, emotional off-screen kills in the movie? I'm not sure I totally understand.
Okay, so
maybe you do.
Hot for barbecue. That wasn't me. That was the family, the couple. I don't know why I wasn't hot for the barbecue. I like the barbecue. I think, as a matter of fact, comedy-wise, I think my best moment is like, tasty. I think that's like my best.
Oh, it's tasty. That was, yeah.
That's like my best comedic moment in the whole entire thing. I was going because I was supposed to be able to get firewood. That's why I was there. For a camping spot, remember? The most emotional off-screen kill. I'm gonna say if we go with the most emotional off-screen kills, the mom's off-screen kill is probably, or no, the kids.
The kids.
Yeah. That's the most emotional one. And I mean, it was great. I mean, the girls did a phenomenal job with that.
All three of them, like the young girls and Jenny De La Fuente as the mom.
Yeah, phenomenal like reactions to all that stuff. It was great. That's probably the most emotional one where like, okay, so the couple gets killed. Okay, in the 80s, all 80s horror movies, the groping couple, they're getting whacked. It's going to happen. You know for a fact that that's going to happen.
Exactly.
The kid getting killed, that's like oh damn, this is for real shit. This is like the kids are not getting away. Wait, no, the kids aren't getting away. No, the kids are not getting away. No, they're not. The mom
right in front of their mom. Right in front of their mom.
Exactly. They're not getting away. And so I think that that's probably the most emotional off-screen kill.
I would agree with that.
Is the killing of the children. And that's why my character, when Henry's in the basement, he realizes kind of what's happened to him. He's like, holy shit, I hope this didn't happen to my wife and my kids. That's why he's so emphatic about trying to find out where the girls are or his wife. And of course, instead he gets a thumb to the eye.
Yeah, it's great, man. It was, and a lot of that was like, especially your death scene was different in the script.
Yes.
But we worked with what we had. We didn't really have the means to pull it off the way that we had in the script. So, the eye gouging worked pretty good, I thought. So.
Oh, I thought it looked. I've had a bunch of people tell me like that the eye gouging scene was like nauseating.
Oh yeah.
That it was just like, oh my god, that's that scene, and then the other nauseating, real nauseating death was I'm trying to remember her name now. Alicia? No.
Alicia through the table vice.
Yes. Both of those people are like, those were nauseating. That was like the vice scene was like in the sound effects. That was rough.
Again, not what was in the script.
Not what was in the script.
Not what was in the script. We couldn't. No. There's no way we could pull off Alicia the way she really was supposed to die, which was a.
I mean, sometimes, and I think, to be completely honest, that lends to the whole entire mythos and the working mindset of how a Hooper made Texas Chainsaw. I'm sure what you saw for deaths weren't 100% exactly what he drew up every single time.
Probably not. Yeah.
Probably not. He went, okay, we're here. Okay, we don't have money for a harness, and we don't have money for this. So you know what? Here's what we're going to do instead. We're going to do this. Yeah. And it worked. Which is what happened on our set. Well, I was supposed to fall down steps, have my foot. Okay, we didn't have. Remember, we didn't have steps. We didn't. We really didn't have steps.
Well, we did for the basement stuff. We did have that staircase, but it was. We weren't gonna have you fall down. We did have Ronald Mercado was willing to take a tumble down the steps, but I don't know. I didn't feel good about it. I felt like we didn't need to. So
I had enough time and train, but 9 days. There's not a lot of time to rehearse a step fall, which I'm sure people will go oh, you just fall down steps. That's not how it works. There's a lot that goes into it. Okay?
Oh yeah.
You don't just trip down the steps and then get up and go, I'm all fine. It doesn't work that way. So I mean, I think it worked well.
I do too.
And that's the whole deal with independent film making, independent film shooting, or even film shooting as a whole, is that you make do with what you've got with the situation that's presented in front of you. As long as the story's good, the acting's good, the sound is good, and the camera stuff is good, it should come off all right.
Yeah, I think it did. I mean, there's definitely some little things here and there, but
that basement was friggin' phenomenal. And I'm sure that when I was screaming, everybody was plugging their ears in that basement because that was a very close quarters basement.
Oh yeah, I know one thing for sure. I mean, I still don't. I'm not sure we ever started the chainsaw ever in a shot in the movie. It's possible we did, but I'm not 100% sure.
No,
we definitely didn't in the basement. We definitely didn't in that basement.
Yeah, I never saw it moving once, and that's the only thing I think I would change is we should have taken. In retrospect, I guess if you and again, I'm an actor, so I don't know everything that's going on behind the scenes. We should have taken the chain off the chainsaw just so we could get the smoke coming out of that because nobody saw it really started up. But when that thing starts up, dude, that thing bellowed out so much smoke. It was awesome. It was so awesome.
Yeah, it was very dangerous. We had one guy on set that knew a little bit about that chainsaw.
Yes.
But he was only on set for 1 or 2 days, so we just didn't have enough time with him to really. It's too bad. Like I said, there might be one shot in the film, maybe one shot in the film where the chainsaw is actually running, but I couldn't tell you. I know it can't be an interior scene. There's just no way we would have that thing running inside.
Interior,
not without earplugs.
Yeah, but I mean, pardon me. And that I think it all came out, and the fact that it has gotten 60,000 views, by the way, is a testament to how I think good it is. And there are a lot of people who said this is better than all of the trash that they've made post TSM 2.
Pretty much, pretty much.
They're like, the first one, the second one was good. Me, everything else.
A lot of people like the remake, and you know what? I give the remake I'll be honest. I'm not even really a fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, to be honest with you. I know some people love that film, but I've been
Rob Zombie remake.
What's that?
Are you talking about the Rob Zombie remake?
He never did a remake of Texas Chainsaw. No, the remake from 03. Who did that? It was a music video director.
Oh,
I can't remember his name.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you saw the one on Netflix.
Yeah, I did. Oh yeah, I totally did.
Horrible. Yeah. The woke Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The Bulgarian Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, it was. Peter Anthony, congratulations to Steve, the cast and crew. So happy for you. Thank you, Peter. Peter's been an awesome supporter. He's one of our associate producers as well, and he's huge in the fan film community. He's the guy that made Roseblood, and he's behind like the Vengeance movies as well, and Fall of Camp Blood. Great Friday the 13th fan films if you like Friday the 13th. Terror Express, not the kids didn't see that coming. Yeah, I thought that was a good. I think it was a powerful death.
Yeah,
a powerful one.
again, I think it's the most emotional, most effective off-screen death in the whole entire.
I definitely agree with that. It's probably my favorite kill in the movie. Actually, I mean, I want to say this one, I want to say that one, but I feel like that one, just the emotion is higher on that one for some
Yeah.
reason. Mr. Moto, hey Steve, this is Jonathan Blackburn. Hey Jonathan. I just want to thank you for allowing me to host this awesome movie. It will be on Christmas Eve on the Monster Channel, 10 p.m. Eastern. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Merry
I'm
Christmas,
excited for that.
like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
What's that?
So nothing says Merry Christmas like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Perfect Christmas present for everybody. That's awesome. Thank you so much there, Jonathan. Thank you so much, Mr. Moto. Read some of these chats. We're getting a few in. Your death was very brutal. I've had a few people comment about your death. One of our executive producers, Bobby High, has commented on that death quite a bit, actually. So,
Yeah.
Peter Anthony says the remake was great. A lot of people love the remake. The remake is the second best. I actually probably agree there, even though I'm not huge on the remake. I'm not huge on the series as a whole. So that's Aaron says the remake is the second best in his opinion, and you know what, I do agree.
I'll give it that. I can give it that. I can give it its due. My only problem is it's a remake. You're just telling the same story again.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing good I'll say about the remake is it didn't just retell the same story. I mean, there's some similarities, but I think I feel like it's missing a little something though.
I think
the original had the cannibalism aspect to it, and they took that out. I feel like they should have replaced it with something more disturbing, or something equally disturbing, but not cannibalism. So they took out the cannibalism aspect. What are you going to replace it with? And it was just kind of like, oh, we're rebelling against society or something like that. And it felt like it didn't. I think that was what let me down a little bit. One of the things that let me down, but
I think about ours is that you had two taboo things going on in ours. You had the cannibalism, which is very, very hinted at. It's not overt. It's not like
exactly.
the Rex with the beef jerky thing, which again, I think that was like I waited for that day on set because I'm like, this is my only really funny line. This is my and I'm normally a comedic actor. I'm like, this is my time to be funny. It's this one spot. Can't be over the top though. Can't be too subtle. It's got to be just right. And that came up out of nowhere. Tasty. That came up out of nowhere. I was like, we had that. And then you have the baby cry at the end. So there's your second taboo. I'm like, okay, that's something we had that the remake didn't have, I think. Number one. And I think the way we shot ours was more true to the graininess and the grit and the feel of the original movie.
I can definitely agree with that. I think I do wish that we were able to get some more of the types of shots from the original than we did, but we were limited with the equipment that we had though too. So we made the most of it. Oh, hey, there's somebody here. We got another guest joiking us. Who is this? It's Les Best, everybody. Les Best, who played Grandpa.
What the fuck is going on there?
I feel very old. Not only did I play Grandpa, but trying to navigate all this high speed stuff to get on this site. I feel old.
But hey, it's all. I feel old too, man. I'm so bad with all this technology stuff. It took me months to really figure out all this kind of stuff. But eventually, once you know it, though, it's like, oh, now it's easy. If you do it enough, it becomes easy.
I don't want to interrupt. It sounds like you're having an intense conversation there. I'm just coming to listen to what's going on.
Oh, no, we want to talk to you. I mean, everybody wants to know about Grandpa. Everybody wants to know. So,
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I tell you what a great experience. What a great experience. And I got to say, I'm sure they've said it, Steve, 100 times tonight, but I've heard so many. Every time I listen to a review, I am amazed at the fact that they talk about how much research you had done, and how you stayed true to the original story. And I tell you what, it's just the further I get away from it, the better the experience is. I mean, seriously, I mean, it was great then, but it just gets better and better. I'm so glad I had the opportunity to be a part of it.
I'm glad you had the opportunity to be a part of it too, Les. You were the last person cast, by the way.
Is that?
And you came highly recommended from William Instone, who was, I believe, the second last person to be cast.
Yes.
I believe. New promotion, Vintage Films. The Sawyer Massacre is one of the fastest fan films to ever reach 50,000 views. It might be, I don't know. Fantastic grandpa portrayal, Les, says Jason Bradford from the Terror Express. It was. It really was. I couldn't have got a better grandpa than you. I really don't think I could have. Poopo also says a most bone-chilling performance in the movie, Mr. Les Best. You really did deliver something that we needed in this film to make it that extra disturbing level. Tell me your thoughts, Les, when you read the script, and what you knew about Grandpa from the original film, and how you were trying to combine what you saw in our script and what you saw from the original movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, it could have gone in so many different directions, and as I read it, I mean, Grandpa in the original had lost so much. I mean, he had no ability to speak, and we don't know what all was going on, but he wasn't able to to hold on to a hammer. I mean, it was. I've got to say, I had. My mind was filled with all the different ways that we could go, and I want to hand it to you again, Steve. You had a clear understanding of exactly what you wanted, and you were able to kind of put a vision in my mind that was clear, so that I would know how to do it. And in fact, I'm sure you remember, I mean, as we were doing some takes and experimenting with some things, you would come up, and I would come to you and I'd say, is this kind of what you're looking for? And you were ready to say, yeah, I think we're in the right direction. I want a little more of this, a little more of that. And your notes were clear. I think you had a vision of what you wanted. And it really is an honor that that what I did was received so well. But I've got to hand it back to you, because in this particular case, I had an idea. You were the guy that knew what you wanted very clearly, and I'm just glad I was able to deliver for you.
Well, I appreciate that, Les. I mean, you definitely were. I mean, I honestly couldn't imagine picking somebody else to play Grandpa now. Even John Dugan, who was the original, who we had him do one of the lines for our teaser trailer and everything, but it's just, you were right for the role. At the end of the day, you felt like Grandpa, and and I didn't have a lot of options at that time. It was literally like, I don't know, maybe a month before we started filming that I cast you. And I'll admit, I was leaving it for a little while, just in case John Dugan would, come on and say, sure, I'll do it,
Oh, of
just
course.
in case. But
how amazing that have been?
It would have been great. And John's a nice guy, and I understand why he couldn't do it. I totally get why he wouldn't do it. But I think we got the right Grandpa, and that's all that matters to me. Les, you were phenomenal. I didn't realize how great you really were when William was talking about. He's, oh, this great guy Les, he's really good. I'm like, okay, we'll see. We and I've seen some of the other stuff you've done with CJ, what's his name? That, like, the Roman one. I saw like the trailer for that, and
Yeah.
I'm like, man, Les is good. Now you're doing a Sherlock Holmes movie with him as well. What's his name again? CJ
Goodwin.
CJ Goodwin.
There you go. Seems like a nice guy. I've chatted with him a bit. on Facebook, and he seems like a really good guy. Hope to work with him someday. That'd be
Yeah,
great. He
he
seems like a
loves
nice guy.
horror. He loves horror, but he loves a good story,
Yeah.
and so he's taking the Sherlock Holmes and making it horror as well.
Ooh, very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. So, I asked this to Patrick. I'll ask it to you as well, Les. And feel free to get as as graphic as you need to be, or you can feel free to throw punches at me if you have to, because I know we had some issues while shooting. Tell us about maybe one of the worst experiences for you during filming our movie.
Well,
I think I would know. I know what it would be about, but at least
yeah,
I hope I know.
yeah. No, it was. You know what it was. It was. It was about an hour from my house to the location, and
I think it was more than that, wasn't it? I thought it was more like 2 hours. No.
no, it was a
Oh,
2 hour trip. It was only about an hour to the location. It may have been a little more, but not much more than that. About an hour, and it was a Sunday, and we had some folks over to the house, and I greeted everyone and said, "I gotta go. I'm doing the shoot," and took off and left them, and left my wife to host, which is not a big deal because she's such a good hostess, and um, and I drive up. But I've got to tell you, Steve, you came out, you faced me, you were just the nicest guy. And I tell you what, my experience in movies, stuff happens. It happens.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for you. I mean, I know you would have done anything to have not had that happen, but you told me, Les, we're not ready for you tonight. Where I'm going to have to cancel you. Um, we'll pick this up and make it up on another day. Um, but I've got to hand it to you. You're a stand-up guy, and you faced me and told me and apologized profusely, and it was not an overall bad experience. I mean, I went back, and my feelings for you were probably stronger after that
wow.
happened before because of the way you faced it and the way you handled it, and uh, if that was the worst, I mean, I've had much worse experiences on movie sets.
Uh,
So,
I appreciate that, Les, and I just want to clarify. This was a day that this was day 5 of shooting, I believe. It was just before we were going to Wharton, and we were supposed to shoot the dinner table scene this
uh,
day, and it was the day was just getting too full, and the camera crew basically came to me and said, we can't shoot this scene today. There's just no way that we're ready for it. It's going to take way too long, and everybody's going to be pissed at you, Steve. And I was like, oh, I was very torn on the whole
right,
idea. And once we made that decision, I tried to get a hold of you. I hope I did try to get a hold of you and warn you not to come down, but it was too late, unfortunately. And that was maybe the worst thing for me on set, knowing that you had traveled all the way down. I mean, I've done not as bad things, less things have happened on a set where where you screw up, not too bad, but it's a screw up and the cast will turn on you.
right.
I've had cast members say, what the hell, man, for something small, uh you know, and, and there we go. There you drove at least an hour to get to set, and you're in your wardrobe and everything, and it's just I
This
was
was
like
your first
this.
set,
I
too,
was
right?
like, this guy is going to hate me. He's gonna hate me. And you were just the nicest guy about it. Wouldn't even let me pay for your gas or anything. Like, I offered to pay your gas, I remember, and you're like, no, don't worry about it. I'm like, what? Some actors would demand me to pay them for the full day,
Yeah.
which I wish I would have done if you I would have bit the bullet on that for sure, because I felt really, really bad. But that's just that to me said that you were I you were a humble guy, I guess. You understood that things like this happen, I guess, and maybe you've done your share of indie films like this, low budget indie films where you're trying to shoot a feature film in 9 days. I still think about that and I think, how the hell did we pull it off? But
I don't think a lot of people understand or realize the magnitude of that, to be completely.
oh no, it's I never imagined doing it, and but we had to. We didn't have a choice. We lost 1 day to weather, and
Yep.
it was it was not ideal. It was not ideal. But you guys have worked together before, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what you guys worked on together. I'm interested to know.
Well, Les played my dad, not my grandfather. Les and Through a Glass Darkly. That's the one I was talking about earlier. But yeah, like and Les, are you talking about your first day on set for this?
Let me see. No, I had.
Okay, because I remember
one day.
First day.
It's been my second day on set.
Okay, because I remember I was saying a minute ago, like when I showed up on set, I was like, "Oh, Les, you're in this."
I do. Yeah. No, I played. This was the movie that we were in. I think it was when Brian had written the role, I actually auditioned for the role that you got. But I'm obviously too old for it. You remember the night when we were reading and we were both reading it?
Yes, I do.
And so what Brian did was he said, "I'm going to make your issues that you reveal in this movie. They're going to be generational issues that were set in place by the father."
Yeah.
And so he wrote in the character for me, this bitter, angry, abusive man that you saw growing up that made you abusive.
For me, yeah, I became my father.
Yeah. And I mean, so many of these types of things are generational, and so it was a brilliant stroke. And I mean, obviously, I mean, it was a little it was one-sided for me. I was just this angry guy that was very abusive to your mother.
Yeah.
It was awful, but it told a story, and we got to know each other. I got to see your house. You've got a great house.
That house is gone now.
He lives in Vermont now.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do.
Where in Vermont?
It's called a little town called Swanton. I'm literally like a stone's throw from the Canadian border.
Oh, you're way up north. Okay.
Yeah.
I went on a honeymoon in Bennington, way south.
I know where Bennington is. The Bennington Monument. We call it the Bennington phallus symbol. There's the big Bennington pillar there.
Vermont, beautiful state with Ben and Jerry and all of it. Great.
No, but yeah, a good chunk of that film was actually filmed in my house, the house that I was living in at the time. The scene with you, and then there's a scene later on with my wife and my daughter.
Yeah.
And we filmed filmed it outside. We used my house as like a bunch of the locales for the character's actual house. So we just used my house.
Yeah. And we got to know each other a little bit. I'd seen you, I think, at some acting classes and so forth, some things, seminars and things, but I'd never really gotten to work with you. So that was fun.
Yeah, it was good times. It was good. Like I said, when I showed up on set, there was you, there was the sound guy that I'd worked with. Where I'm like, oh, this is like a reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Michelle Blasky says, "Hi, Les. You met her at the premiere."
Yes.
I think you had your picture taken with her.
Yeah. Hey, how are you? Yeah, that premiere was wonderful. A great time.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and so many good people that we had a chance to meet through this movie I did not know. I mean, it was a reunion in some ways, but just a lot of good people. Steve, you pulled together an amazing group.
Yeah.
Well, I spent months looking for the right people. I'll just say that, looking for the right cast and looking for the right crew. I wasn't going to, just hire the first person I saw and, first person I met for this. And, I mean, casting took months. And I mean, we had to recast, when while we were crowdfunding and stuff like that. So, I was thorough. I knew how important it was to have a good cast and crew that was going to work as a team. And boy, did you guys ever work as a team. Here's something you guys probably don't know. During prep, and Patrick, you talked about the house that's dilapidated. Well, you didn't see what it looked like before we started filming in there.
The worst? Was it?
It was like the front area was filled with all these 80s cupboards and just that were never installed. They're just sitting there for decades probably, and we had to move those all into one of the back rooms that we didn't use, and the place was covered in rat poop.
Oh my God.
Rat poop. Wow. And the crew, like we're talking like the crew that we used filming, cleaned all of that up. Shout out to Christina Hinton, Christine Alverson, who hosted us. And everybody that was there. I mean, Scotty Parkin who played Leatherface was helping with some of this stuff, and Chris Partini, our production manager, and we all pulled together and we cleaned the hell out of that place. And then not only that, the other house in Bartlett that we were using for the wide exteriors, it was all covered in trees. So you couldn't see it. We needed it for wide shots, and you couldn't see it because it was all covered in trees. We spent a good day chopping down trees.
Oh my gosh!
It was.
Well, you had a chainsaw.
Yeah, we had a chain. We didn't use that chainsaw. We had other chainsaws for that, more reliable ones. I mean, that chainsaw was great and all, but I wouldn't trust that 1950s chainsaw to cut down big trees and stuff like that. Well,
wasn't there a buzzard in one of the houses?
In the house that we filmed inside of, yes, there was an old vulture, tricky buzzard or whatever.
Yeah,
and had laid eggs. Yeah, we didn't know that at the time. The owner didn't say anything about us, and the animal expert, Michael Baran, who was actually supposed to be there to play Leatherface for a kill, and he opted out of playing Leatherface because he's like, we got to make sure that this bird is protected. Because he's very serious on that kind of stuff. I'm like, I didn't know anything about that. Thank God he was there, because we could have got shut down. we could have.
Oh, the things you have to deal with.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Oh, hey, look here. Look who's here. Bobby, hi. We were talking about this earlier there, Patrick. The Henry scene to me was the most powerful scene in the whole movie. That one got me. So that's your eye gouging scene.
Yes.
What he's talking about.
Thank you.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Yeah. And our buddy Jimmy Presley is here as well. Hey, Jimmy, how are you doing? Good to see you in the chat. We definitely got to chat someday. You got my number. Give me a call. Jimmy's a great guy. Jimmy's an awesome guy. And this is some of the cast. You might recognize them. We might be getting joined by William Instone in a little bit. I don't know. And if either of you have to go, I totally understand. You guys can leave me hanging, and that's all good. But I've enjoyed chatting with you guys. If any of you guys in the chat have a question for either of them before they do go, try to get it in, because
you never know. All ears. I'm an open book. I'm an open book, and with no eyes now, I guess.
Classic stuff. Oh man! And Patrick, so it's kind of funny. Patrick was one of the first people cast in this movie, and Les was the last. I think I cast Patrick. I think we cast you even. Well, no, it would have been 2020. I think. I don't think it was as early as 2019.
It might have been late 2019.
It's possible it could have been late.
And how did you all find each other?
I'm
trying to remember how I met Patrick. It was through somebody. And you sent in your audition. I showed it to showed it to the casting director I was working with here, and she was like, "I like this guy. He's got that clue." I remember the casting director said this to me when she saw Patrick's audition. He's got this clueless tourist look that really looks for this. Thank you, Angela Quinn. You're awesome. As it was super helpful. Oh, it looks like we've got our buddy Rex is joining us here now. Hey there.
Hey,
Hey,
what's up, guys?
How's Rex doing?
Oh, Rex has been busy cupping up human beings and dehydrating skin and pimping barbecue, baby.
Can I get more of that jerky? It was really good. Can I get some more?
It's good stuff. Best in Texas. My grandpa's special
get that
recipe.
jerky from, by the way.
By the way, that was really jerky you gave me.
It was, yeah, wasn't it?
And that was like store-bought jerky, not like jerky you made yourself, right? That
a man never tells his secrets.
A man never tells about his jerky. I mean,
we don't talk about jerking. Okay. I'll be a jerk, but that's about it.
Yeah.
What did I miss, man? Sorry, I was late.
We're just reminiscing a little bit, the experience of with things like your how you got involved in the film.
Oh, cool.
You can tell you were the second last person after Les to be cast in the film, and you referred Les actually.
Yeah,
that was cool. So you're the second last person to be cast. Why don't you tell everybody how you and I connect? I don't even remember how you and I connected.
Oh, you reached out to me to help you find a house.
Is that it originally? That must have been.
Yeah,
man, I was struggling. I struggled so much with that. I still never was 100% satisfied.
No.
I'll be honest.
The thing is, since now, if you would I found a few of those, few like really badass ones that would have worked on this side road that I didn't even know existed at the time. It would have been a hell of a lot easier to get to.
That's all good.
And that house is worth like $1.2 million in Austin, right? I mean, that's
oh yeah, as is.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So when I remember you dropped me an email on Facebook. I don't think you even knew I was a filmmaker, because I remember I told you I was making Butcher's Blood. Like, oh yeah, I've heard of that movie. I want to see that one. I know that was you. I was like, yeah, that's me. I don't know who referred you to me, but I
don't know either. It's I get lost in who's referring me to who, and
I don't
networking is.
I think William, because I know you were looking for some SFX stuff at one point in time, and I think I mentioned William.
That's right. And I was like, I already know. And I did reach out to William actually about that. And I can't remember exactly how that ended. Because at that time, I was unsure whether Stephanie, the original SFX artist, we were going to hire, was going to bail on me or not, because she was so shady. So like,
I remember that's another thing. Before I even got cast, I was first I tried to help you find the house, and then that didn't work. And then you contacted me a little bit later, like, anybody who could do some effects on the fly? Like, I need it done like quick.
I needed the life casting done. I needed that damn life casting done.
Right. So then I had a few people, and none of them were available, and I don't even know. I think I might have just said, hey, I'm free. Actually, I'm an actor too.
Yeah,
I didn't know how far along you were going.
We had just lost Ed Neal, because I found out he was a SAG actor. I didn't realize that when we cast him.
I was pushing for. I remember with the inquiry, I was like, "You got your Leatherface yet?" I just killed 32 people in my last film. I want my body count to go up. So. And then,
Leatherface was one of the first people we cast, but
that's what you said. And then,
like, normally body counts like how many people you've been with. A body count here is actually literally body count, like how many.
Either way, the body count, a high body count's cool with me. I don't care. About, quit throwing me these jokes, awesome. Man. I got jokes. I just got back from work. I'm still in mood, man. I'm still in mode. So I remember that, and then you said you had some protesters that you were casting, and I was like, I don't want to be a hippie. So it's like, and then you came up, I think, like a day or two later, you said something about, hey, I lost this character, and I don't think he even told me it was supposed to be Ed Neal till after I already got it. So,
I might not have told you
yeah,
that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you did. And then, I remember that was how we did it. We just did a video audition, and a couple days later, I got.
You got the part, man. You got the part.
So.
Jimmy Presley says, "Sawyer Massacre, the film that keeps on giving. I really love it. What a nice guy, Jimmy. I love you. Jimmy's an awesome guy."
This is
Kubodas, the most famous barbecue maker family member of Texas is here. Ooh, I think that's you there, Rex.
Hey, take it. Yeah, it's been pretty cool, you know.
Yeah,
the first time Rex finally found Bobby High.
Here is that.
There's the real Bobby High.
Like William and I have worked together. Les and I have worked together. This is a podcast of people who have all worked together.
That's crazy.
Well, Les was in my zombie film. He just finally got to see it after like 7 years at a film festival, like in, what was it, September? Yeah, he was there, and I was like,
and I do say, William, thank you so much for promoting me and helping me get this. That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I think originally when we were talking, I said, "Hey, do you want Alan Danziger?" I was like, "Because I'm going to be I'm at a convention, I can get you Alan." And Alan actually said he would do it, but he's kind of one of those guys where you have to meet him and talk to him, and he has to like fill you out first. And see, he's like, "I got no damn time for that." As soon as I land, we're ready to go. I have to have this cast now. So okay. I know
with Alan beforehand, but
I do
it
know
never
somebody
came
else.
to be.
And that's when Les was the first one that came to my mind after an actual Chainsaw
I think Les
alumni.
was right for the role, man. I really think, even though Alan would have been cool to have in the film as well. Hey, he came to our premiere. That's good enough for me.
Yeah. I always wondered, did you invite him to that, or did he just show up?
Chris Parkini, our production manager, did actually. They're like this now. As far as I know, at least it seems that way. They're pretty tight. So that's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Well, yeah, maybe next time. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, it
So
did.
there you go.
I think the fact that there was so much networking that had been done, with us in other movies really helped with our teamwork on the movie.
Right. That's why I was saying I wanted to get you somebody I knew that was reliable. So let's show up. He'll knock it out. He can cry on
That's
camera.
Exactly what he did.
I was like, I've never seen him be creepy, but I'm sure he could do it. So
he was pretty damn creepy, man. He was pretty creepy in this movie.
Creepy side of him before.
Okay.
William, why don't you tell us? And again, if any of you other guys have to go, let me know, and we'll do. You can just leave. You just hit leave studio, and that. Just so you guys know, you don't feel obligated to stay here the entire chat if you don't want to. I don't know how much we'll go on as long as we get questions, I guess. But William, tell us a little bit about the worst experience for you on our set. I know there was probably more than one. I know there was for me, but
on your set, it's just the only thing I didn't like was freezing my balls off on day one.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
It was so fucking cold, man. It was like
first day on set. It was so freaking cold,
and I was the first one to arrive. So I'm like, okay, I got there like early, and like this is fucking freezing. I have like ice all over my car, and like we're gonna shoot in this.
Okay, now I need to amend my worst day on set now. Because here's why I need to amend that. I was in Vermont, and Vermont is cold as balls up here. Okay, I flew Vermont, and I'm like, oh, I'm going back to Texas. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be warm, fun, right? Because it was like friggin'. It got off the plane, and I got back home. And I'm like, oh, it's like 52 in Vermont, and then I'm going to the set, and I'm like, oh, it's 37. What is going on?
That was crazy. And then I'm very cautious about certain things with set etiquette and things like that. And so I was left in the trailer with Lexi Graves by myself. So I stood outside until her mom showed up because I won't be in a trailer with a minor by myself. So I'm out there in the wind like, oh my God, I'm freezing. I'm so cold.
Oh man.
You should make Lexi go outside.
That must have been an experience.
Yeah.
Jimmy Presley, I think 75K is doable by the end of the year. I wouldn't have thought so before, but now, I mean, we're at 65K right now. I can't believe we've done this. Hey, it's our buddy. It's
good,
our
man.
buddy Jordan O'Neill, who played Jimmy in the movie. I can attest from 2018. Les can play creepy. There you go. I don't know what happened in 2018. No idea, Les. If you want to tell us, you can. Thank you, Jordan, for stopping by.
We did a movie called Nothing But the Blood, and I was a cult leader. And Jordan was my quote-unquote son. And I was very, very creepy. And Jordan was the protagonist. He kind of broke away from the cult and broke away from my creepy, and I've never forgiven him for that.
To this day, I've forgiven him for that.
I had no idea that you two had worked together before.
That's what I'm saying.
That's something.
Look at the network here.
Well, in Texas, we it's a small circle, especially around Austin. I mean, most of the actors that are working and actually doing things, we've crossed paths. We kind of all know each other to some extent.
You guys know who to work with and who to avoid.
At least they're in auditions. You see each other in audition rooms.
Yeah.
So luckily for me, there's not too many that I compete against for roles that I'm good for. So my look is kind of unique. So I'm not up for like any of the lead characters. So I've always got these side character villains.
Why? You're not going to play like the Patrick Swayze character? And no, that's not you.
No.
Only if I'm playing the part of him in Tu Wong Fu. Told you I got jokes tonight.
The most powerful line of the movie, "This is my house," Mr. Les Beck. Oh, his first line of the movie. I might differ on that. I think that Les has got some great lines in it, but it is pretty powerful.
Does anybody talk about the fact that Leatherface can't tie a knot? Does anybody ever talk about that? That, in my opinion, again, as the comedic actor of the group here, I was like, dude, if I didn't know that was going to be a running gag, there's so much shit I could have done with that.
You know what? It wasn't meant to be, though, Patrick. Things were different in the script, but the way what we had to work with, it just had to be like Jordan O'Neill tied with his hands tied to the back of the chair.
Yep.
He wasn't supposed to just shake the ropes off. He was supposed to be able to reach into his pocket and grab the glass and cut the ropes out. But logistically, we couldn't do that. That was what it was in the script. But
that day we were during that scene.
Again, I think accidentally it added a layer to everything. This is the beginning of Leatherface. He hasn't killed like 1,000 people yet. He's killed like 4 or 5. He hasn't had to kill 9 of them at once. He's been killing them one at a time. And basically, if you look at it, Rex is like, you know what? We're going to see what this motherfucker can do. We're going to exactly how he is. So I'm going to just send everybody from the gas station and see, can he handle it? No, he cannot. He can't tie a damn knot. Grandpa has to show him how to tie the knot. A stroke of genius, in my opinion. It was genius.
I don't know. I'll have to. It's probably, for me as the writer, it's not the way I wanted it to come off. But we're all. I mean, I'm critical on it because I didn't write it that way. I just didn't have a choice. Even the scene of the guys in the basement was supposed to be they weren't supposed to be hanging from rafters. They were supposed to be tied together to a pillar.
Wasn't someone upside down? Was that me?
No, you were supposed to be upside down. You were supposed to be tied, and you're supposed to have the blood slowly dripping out out of your wound, and you were But anyways, Jimmy and Gene were supposed to be tied back to back to a pillar, and Jimmy was supposed to notice like a rusty nail hanging above him, close to where Gene's ropes were tied, and it's like you can cut yourself off with that rusty nail, sort of thing. But we didn't have anything like that in that basement, so we had the rafters, and you use what you have.
Yeah.
And does it work? I don't know. It does too. It's not perfect, that's for sure.
Ask you this, Steve. Has anybody commented anywhere like, well, that doesn't look believable? No, they haven't. You know why? Because they didn't know what we were. they like, oh, so this must be the way they drew it up. This is kind of cool. You know, they're like, oh, they didn't draw it up that way. And we had to improvise in 5 seconds to figure this crap out and do it.
Yeah. I think I get the most comments on the rims of that truck more than anything, as far as those rims didn't exist back in 1960, you know.
I saw 6 comments on the rims on the truck, and I was like, are you guys serious? You're really looking at the rims on the truck? Well,
if that's our biggest problem, we didn't do that bad.
Oscar. If that's the biggest problem, where's our fucking Oscar at this point in time? The rims on the truck is the problem?
It's kind of laughable what some people will, but you know, hey, they have a point. They're not wrong.
No,
I think it's just weird that that's the kind of stuff that bothers people sometimes. You know, that
and
you know,
time traveler. Okay, so Rex had, and he brought those back from in the future. Okay, so and he put them on the truck. That's what they.
There you go. That's right.
Calvin Klein left them there in 1955.
When this baby hits 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some serious.
He hit 88 miles an hour.
John Doomsday Script said had to finish work.
Hey!
I see William there in the full panel. We love John Henderson.
Nice.
John is one of the best people in the indie horror community as far as, you know, promoting and you know, getting people together for a community. William, you were on his show not too long ago. Just a wonderful guy. I love John. Great guy.
One thing I was going to say is, Steve, you need to quit beating yourself up about the script and shit too much. You keep beating yourself up.
I know. I get told that all the time.
You gotta just you made the fucking film in 9 days, and of course, at our level, our scripts are never going to be able to be shot the way we wrote them. We just don't have them. We don't have the resources and money. So the fact that you just got a coherent story that makes sense and fucking has a beginning, middle, and end, and you did it. You did what 90% of fucking people who set out to do something aren't able to do. So it's good to be humble, but it's good to be humble. But Jesus, man, quit beating yourself up about it.
And then
I know. I'm so hard on myself, man. I gotta admit, I do this all the time, though. I'm like, we raised over 50 grand for this movie, US, and I was like, holy crap, this is the most money I've ever got. I'm gonna make a great film here. And then I'm on set and like this money's just disappearing like that, you know. It's I could only spend.
That's not a lot of money, man.
We hadn't even raised that much money at the time. We only raised about not even 40 grand at that time. So our production budget was under 30K. Like a lot of people don't realize that we shot this movie for under 30K.
Yeah.
And then luckily we raised more money after, and I was able to spend some money on post. So I didn't want to edit it myself. Thankfully I didn't. But I mean, all in, it was 35K we made this movie for, with the post-production expenses. And it's funny how some people think that's a lot of money. It's not.
Hell no.
Not a lot of money.
Not for a feature, you know. Not a
period
piece.
Dollars was the crafty budget.
I mean, when you got a period piece with that many actors and that many effects, there's no fucking way you're gonna make it for $30,000. It's just too much. No.
Yeah. And I actually did the figuring because I made three different budgets for the film. Like my high end budget, like my dream budget, which would have been like $350K. Then I had like just over $100,000 budget. And then I had my 25K budget. And when I was getting stuff ready for pre-production, I was seeing how much of that 100,000 plus budget I could get in, and it was like a lot of it. Because we saved a ton on accommodations, food was cheap. There was a lot. Like even the location fees were pretty small for the most part. I think I may have paid $500 or $600 for all the location fees.
Wow,
that's actually
really cheap. Like I've seen location fees be as high as $1,000 a day. So,
oh come on, bro!
I got really lucky.
I rent Airbnbs for mine, and those things are fucking like $2,000 fucking 3 days, and you have to rent it 6 times.
Freaking lucky. Yeah. We got freaking lucky. I probably accomplished what would have been about a $90,000 film. In that 90,000 of that $100,000 budget. Things I didn't get. Well, I didn't get all the time period vehicles I wanted. stuff like that. I didn't get more shooting days. I really wish I had more shooting days. So I mean,
you
yeah,
had to fly down from Canada down.
yeah. That wasn't that expensive, really.
But I mean, you did it. I mean, all the stuff you had to do, getting it all arranged from Canada to. I mean, that just blows my mind that you were able to do that.
That was tough.
Yeah.
And, that was probably my biggest obstacle when I got to Texas and I had to see the locations in person rather than look at pictures. I really wish that I had enough money to fly down at least a couple months in advance and do a thorough scouting myself.
Yeah.
Or at least take video of these locations that I've been given to use, so that I can plan ahead on how I'm going to make these locations work, because the majority of the locations did not match the script that we were shooting. So I had
didn't matter because you can't tell in the movie, and you get plenty of people commenting that they like the locations, and then you tell people, "Oh, I hate them."
I know. I've been open about
I hate
that.
Location.
Grandpa's house,
but people watching it
dig
it.
Not work for me.
Again, you're seeing it as a creator, and you're being so hard on it.
Well, at the same time, I'm actually not being hard on that aspect, William, because one thing I'm actually super proud of is the fact that as soon as the DP arrived, Charlie, we went to some of these locations together, and we were like, how are we going to make this work with the script? And we came up with how we're going to change the script to match the locations, and that's not easy to do. It's not easy for us to do, as the creative people on set, and to tell the actors that this is how it's going to go now instead, because of how these locations are just not matching the script.
I thought the house looked good, man. That's just me. I thought it looked good.
It looked good. The house, the two houses that we shot at, the one in Bartlett and the one in Page. William, none of you guys were at the one in Page.
No.
But the one in Page looked nothing like what was in the script. Interior wise, it was flexible, but exterior wise was like totally not matching what was in the script. And so we had to be creative, and those main actors of Jordan O'Neill, Briley Michael Bell, Jordan Fortes, Nicolo, I keep mispronouncing it, and Alicia Jade, they got thrown new scripts basically just like that. It's like, this is how it's going now instead. So and they're trying to figure out how it's working, piecing together, and it worked. It worked. They managed to get it, and hats off to them, because I couldn't imagine doing that if I've done some acting before. I'm not a great actor by any means, but I've done that, and being thrown, having the script changes like that. Wow.
No, that's normal, dude. I've been on many.
That's what I was gonna say. We've all done it,
dude. Where I memorize the whole entire script, every single one of my. Get there, I get my 8s for the day. I'm like, what the hell is this? Oh yeah, we had to rewrite that because the writer thought that this didn't go well with he didn't like that word there or this scenario, so we made this up instead. Oh, okay. When am I on? You're on in like 30 minutes.
Oh, you love that, eh?
Okay. Can you do me a favor? Can you shoot their coverage first?
It's actually kind of cool. There's some fun chainsaw facts. That's basically Texas Chainsaw 2 was written daily. Kit Carson was rewriting the script as it went. So there was many days in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 where the cast would grow up and not even know what the fuck was going on that day.
Bobby
high. Maybe you could shoot a Sawyer Massacre prequel that explains how those hubcaps actually could exist in that area. That's awesome.
On my wavelength. I'll figure out a way to make this work. That's the guy who invented alloy hubcaps.
Back to the Future Massacre, says Jason Bradford of Terror Express.
That's what we were saying. 88 miles an hour, man.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hi, Misty. Thanks for joining in, Misty.
That's where Leatherface gets it on with his. Wait a minute. That kind of already happened, right? Never mind. That doesn't work. We've already got that written in.
All good. Good vibes, Jimmy Presley. The 4 different mask concepts for Leatherface was a master stroke. Very well thought out indeed. This is. And I was too subtle about it. I will say that I didn't expect certain things, but But that's something that's been missing from all the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films, other than the original, and I guess Next Generation to an extent.
Yeah.
Is the idea that Leatherface takes on the personalities of the faces he wears. And I'm like, why is nobody doing this in their films? And I had to do that in my film. I had to do that in our film. It was like, I think it makes Leatherface scarier, in my opinion.
Yeah. It makes him way more deranged.
Yeah. But I don't know why that's always kind of brushed to the side in all the sequels and whatnot for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But
Toby chunked it
got
up
it
in the
in ours.
sequel. I guess it wasn't something he cared about. You know?
I guess it's probably something it must have been something Kim Henkel came up with, because Kim Henkel did Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation, and that aspect was back.
That kind of
It back in kind of a goofy way. It was kind of just a rehash of what they did in the original. Whereas ours is, I thought the way we did it in our film was cool, because he's wearing faces of characters that were in the film throughout the entire movie, and I thought, he's taking on the aspects of those characters.
Oh my god!
So I don't know. I thought that was a different approach to it, but still honors that idea that's why Leatherface wears different masks.
I thought it was great. I loved it. It's because that, you're right. It's more scary now. It's not. He's just killing people and taking off their faces and putting them on. Which, by the way, that's scary enough as it is. But he's got like a method for it.
Yeah, he's got like I always love that idea of Leatherface himself is void of personality. Right?
Yeah.
He's void of personality. He needs the masks to gain a personality.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So when he's wearing Patrick's face with Jenny De La Fuente's hair, he's taking on that parental figure, right? He's becoming, because he knows he's going to impregnate Allison. That's
I'm gonna have me a baby.
Yeah.
Daddy.
Yeah, it's different. It's fresh. It's something that's never been done in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's probably my favorite aspect of the film. I wish it wasn't so subtle. I wish we could have made it a little less subtle, but it's there. There.
But that's a dance you've got to do. I mean, you got to you gotta want to smack him over the head with it, or do you want to make him think as well?
Exactly.
I mean,
and some people won't get it, and that's fine.
Because remember, I never read the new ending, because the one that I read, Rex is dead. Okay. And,
sorry.
I
pushed for that.
Actually, he did.
So then I was like, okay, and then when I saw it, I was like, oh, that, okay. And then someone was like, I don't get it, and I'm like, did you think at all during this? What happened? Like, he was close to raping her in the scene. Did you not get that? I mean, that's I mean, you don't want to believe that the audience is stupid, but you also don't want to believe the audience are Mensa graduates either. They're in between.
Exactly. I had somebody suggest to me that we should have had Leatherface rip off Allison's dress in the basement when she's talking to them. I'm like, well, first off, there's no way Nika would have ever agreed to that in a million years.
No.
And I mean, to me, it's a little bit it's a little bit on the nose.
Yeah.
Me, a little bit. I personally thought that Grandpa's dialogue in the dinner table scene was perfect.
You're a fucking idiot if you don't get it. He tells exactly what's going on. If you're listening to what he says, a baby crying at the end pretty much tells you everything you fucking need to know.
But
Jesus,
the look on the face.
I think as a filmmaker,
you
ever
see the daughters get killed? No, the look on the mom's face, that pretty much tells you what happened. She's not going like, oh, they got away. She's not. I mean, it's
I know.
You're wanting to give the audience the ability. I mean, it's art.
It is. Yeah.
You're telling a story, and you're wanting the audience to kind of fill in a certain amount of the space there. But I mean, some of the things that I've heard people suggesting, it's like, I don't know how you got that.
They want me to spoon feed them, and I get it. I get it.
Would want to be like, well, how was a baby made to begin with? I don't understand. Well, what happens between a man and a woman? Okay, when a man and a woman like each other and they're wearing other people's things, what they do is they take off their clothes and they make the double back piece, and then a baby comes out.
but also I kind of like it because it's a little bit ambiguous too. You know, that ending is a little bit ambiguous. I mean, yes, you lean towards that, but you know, I've heard some theories from people on what that baby cry could mean. I'm like, ooh. Like one person, I believe it was Brad from Let's Talk Movies, after they did a bit of a review on. He's like, he said, at first I thought Allison was pregnant throughout the whole movie, and that's why she's going on this big adventure and going on this road trip, and they're talking about going to Canada. Oh, they want to have she wants to have the baby in Canada or what, I totally got. Oh, we got our spam. 69mega.com watching the stream. Find love.
69 Mega, thank you for following Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And brought to you by Pepsi Cola. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, that's awesome. But anyways, what was I had a point there.
No, we were talking about the other theory that she was pregnant the whole time, and that now that baby's going to be taken away from her basically and raised by, that's a cool theory too.
That was a cool theory. As soon as I heard it, it was one I didn't actually think of myself, but it's like, hey, it makes sense. Who's to say that's not true? Who's to say that if you didn't make a sequel, you couldn't roll with that idea? You
totally could.
Or maybe they did get away and they went off to Canada and Jimmy and Allison had a baby themselves. Who knows? If you're a positive thinker,
like a baby, because Jimmy did finally just get out of the truck and run.
Maybe.
Oh well, guys, I go ahead and jump out here. Thank you so much.
No problem, Les. Thank you for joining us. It was great chatting with you again, and I hope to chat with you again, man. I hope to work with you again. You're awesome to work with.
Well, thank you, Steve. Enjoyed everyone here. It was wonderful. And Steve, anytime, I would love to work with you again.
Great chat, man. Great chat. All right, take it
Later,
easy, Les.
Thank you.
Les.
See you, William. See you, Patrick.
All right.
Awesome.
And then there was three.
Then there was three. Hey, Jordan, you want to jump? Jordan, you can if you want. Just let me know, and I'll send you a link.
Why are you just watching? You like to watch, Jordan, don't you? You just like
the voyeur.
He's been on a few of these, I think, now with me. I don't know, at least a couple, I think. This is great. It's fun to get the cast on, and I haven't had you guys on my YouTube channel before. I mean, Patrick, I've had you on Facebook Live with me a couple of times, I think, but never my YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel is finally growing, which is pretty cool. Ever since this movie was released, I'm finally monetized now. Yay! That's awesome. And we took in our first super chat tonight. Thank you, New Promotion Vintage Films, for that. So that's cool. If you want to support the channel, that's how you do it, and you get your question read on air. Actually, he said something. There's no nudity at all in the movie, and still it gives you the chills. That's the magic of a powerful script. Oh, thank you, man. I kept getting asked about that too. Like, are you gonna have some nudity in there? I'm like, I hate to tell these people no, but because you can tell they really want it. They want it. They're almost kind of like, I'll only support you if you have boobies in your movie.
What the what?
I was hearing that on Saturday. We had a screening in Belton, and people we did the sightings after the screening, and people kept coming up afterwards. And it was like, "What's your favorite part?" The boobs. I like the sex scene. Like, of course you did.
There you
go.
Okay. I mean, to me,
I put it in there.
is that really?
It really is.
I mean, to me, it's got to serve the story, but.
Well, I was doing a tribute to the 80s film, so I had to have it.
So it makes sense.
My film's a love letter to 80s slashers, so you had to have it in there,
Oh, yeah.
Totally makes sense.
Now, wait a minute. Did that person get whacked? They had to, right? The nude person has to die.
Of course, you don't live. You have sex in the 80s slasher film in the 80s.
Don't show your breasts and live in a movie. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Once you get naked, you're dead. Rex would be great in a bloody Halloween. Okay, I'm down. Let's do it.
Jimmy Presley, Rex would be great in a Bloody Halloween. I believe that's Jimmy's book that he wrote. And I think he's trying to find somebody to make the movie. I don't know if any of you guys know a director that's looking for a script. I believe Bobby High wrote the script, and
you got to talk to Steve about Rex. He owns Rex, so you got to You know,
That's
why that's why he has to live.
I own nothing. I own nothing as far as I'm concerned.
Character, you own it.
That's what
I
told
still say Jimmy's crying at the end. That's just me. I like that. It's not a baby you hear. It's Jimmy.
No, well, but he becomes a baby because like I'm gonna die.
Yeah, Patrick. Why you gotta out me?
Because I know you, Jordan. I know how you is.
Poor old Jimbo. Is there a secret recipe for the best barbecue in Texas? Probably.
Prime meat.
Prime meat.
Prime
there
meat.
you go.
Prime meat.
In the meat. He only uses prime meat.
Tasty.
Doug, New York, congratulations. 100,000 views right around the corner and a theatrical release for your next film in the near future. Boy, that would be nice. I really hope so.
What's
good vibes on that, man? Thank you so much, Doug.
You do have bragging rights now. I mean, I'd say that for fan films, your viewing is pretty goddamn high, man. You know, for all the Jason
for Texas
films
Chainsaw.
out there. For any of the films, it's just for going pretty quick. So your views
I'm surprised. Nobody's
really
more
fast.
surprised than me. I'm really surprised. I'm actually really surprised by the IMDb score. I was ready for I'm like, I hope I can get over a 5. I hope I can get over a 5. We're at 7.2 right now. So that surprised me. 7.2 for IMDb scores. I never expected that.
Yeah.
Never expected that. I know it's not like a 9 or something like that, but geez, I knew right off the bat. You know, you're never gonna get a 9.
Hell no. If you get anything over a 5, you got to consider it a win.
Yeah.
That's what I was going off. I'm like, geez, I hope I can get above 5. And I'd be shocked. Now it's like I'll be shocked if I dip below 7. But I mean, that's possible. But you know, once you've hit like a couple hundred ratings, it's like it's going to be harder and harder for that to go down.
Well,
but so
at law of averages state that it's going to be hard to bring it down now.
Yeah. But anything's possible. I mean, if 1,000 people all of a sudden rate it and give it a crappy score, then you never know. But
it can always happen. I mean,
it can. But go rate it on IMDb if you haven't yet. You know, rate it whatever you want. You know what? I didn't give it a 10. I gave it. I still gave it kind of a biased score of an 8. And I gave it an 8 because I'm the director, and but I mean, if I was being realistic, I probably wouldn't give it an 8. but I did. At least I didn't give it a 10. I'm sure a lot of directors would give their own work a 10, but I wouldn't do that.
Fuck no, I never would.
I don't give any film. I don't give any films a 10.
I don't give my performance a 10. I literally look at myself on screen and I go, "What was I doing? Why am I blinking? What's did I fart? Is that why I have a face like that? What is going on here?" Yeah, I mean, we're our own worst critics, though.
I know. That's what it's like being an artist, I guess.
Well, anything watching, and you're a director or whatnot. I mean, I'm available. I need a job. I need another job now, so I need to.
Well,
I'm actually myself as well.
There you go.
I'm doing the screenings now for my films, and basically I'm going to start a new film next year, but I'm just going to be directing on that one. I might do a cameo in it. That's about it.
I don't know how you do that, Will. I wrote and directed. I wrote, directed, and starred in a short film I did, and I had the hell of a time doing that.
Trust your
still
DP.
look at that. A little bit of it. A little bit of it was not. I did trust the DP big time, but a little bit was because we were shooting GoPro for POV scenes.
Oh yeah.
I was doing all this POV, and I was, and this thing is on my head. Yeah. And the DP would say be looking at the monitor, say, "Can you move your head a little bit to the right?" And I'd move my head to the right. How's that? There's a latency of about 10 to 15 seconds on this damn monitor. So I had to wait 10 to 15 seconds each time. Nope, you went too far this time. You got to go back left a little bit. And you'd play that game the whole time. It was so frustrating because I couldn't. It was, yeah. So I don't know if I'll direct and star in a film again. That was, other than maybe a little cameo.
Yeah,
That
I
was
usually
tough.
always give myself supporting roles. Like the Hogman, I kind of fell into it. We had this trivia thing going on this weekend. I actually didn't write that role for me. I wrote it for someone else. It was a 500-pound vegan strongman, and he kind of lost his everything in his life, like right before we were getting ready to start promoting for it. So
Oh, cool.
I needed somebody, a big, strong guy, and I was the easy to find. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm the next strongest person I know, so there we go.
Well, not only that, you were definitely going to be on set every day.
Yeah, I'm easy to find. So
Yeah, exactly.
no one's going to back out. No one's going to back out.
You don't
again.
have to worry about the schedule for that. Oh man, the scheduling was one of my pre-production nightmares for this movie. And I won't name any of the people, but there was a certain person, again, I won't name, that really made the scheduling tough for me. You know, they could do a day and then a certain day, and then they couldn't. And I had to change it all around. And, you know, and then one person emails me and says, I can't switch it to this day now because I'm flying in from Philadelphia or something. It's just messed the whole thing. Scheduling is probably my biggest headache in pre-production. Scheduling, it has to be. I mean, making the call sheets, making the shot list and all that kind of stuff, no problem. I'll do that all the time. Scheduling.
Well, it's not even
I hate it.
That you've got to have people who are flexible.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about flexibility.
Yeah. But we made it work. And that's another reason why we could only shoot in 9 days too, was the scheduling of some people. You know, you guys were all pretty much working actors, and you got other projects you're doing and stuff like that. So, and not getting paid a lot from me. I apologize, everybody. Nobody got paid what they should have got paid in our movie. And you know, I kept my Indiegogo going as long as I did, to see if I could possibly get a little bit of back pay on that, but I'm not sure still, because I'm looking at the Blu-rays and all that kind of stuff, and
you gotta deliver on your Indiegogo.
First before you do anything.
Yeah, well, if it comes a bit out of my pocket, it comes a little bit out of my pocket. I'm not a rich man, but you do what you have to do sometimes, right?
Oh, I'll mind. Last first Indiegogo that I did, I fucked up so bad I didn't charge shipping. I didn't realize that, and then because I thought,
I did the same thing, man.
He's paying $75 for this. I could do shipping. Then you get down to the U.S. Postal Service, and there's a $25 shipping fee. Like shit, I only got $50 off of this. Then you know, and then at that point, that money's spent. So now you have to pull it out of your own pocket to ship stuff. So
I did the same thing, man.
It might just be cheaper to make a vacation and drive around the country and drop it off.
It is what it is, but at the end of the day, you know, I raised over $50,000. You raised more, didn't you, William, for Butcher's Bluff? I think you raised what, 60 or 70?
80 total.
Oh, good for you, man. You definitely did it right. I had to do 4 campaigns. Well, I didn't really have to do I did. I had to do the 4th campaign because I wasn't going to have money for post-production or a premiere. We wouldn't have had a premiere or post-production if we didn't do that 4th campaign. So thankfully we did, and thankfully it did better than I like the fact that my campaigns were better each time I did them. I think that's one good positive I think.
My first one was like an enigma, you know, like I hit $40,000 in the first one. And then the second one we did like 28, something like that. So and then because of that one, I had an outside investor that came off of Indiegogo who gave me more. But so you know, that's a cool thing about Indiegogo as well. Is a lot of times people that get on there, the investors will see you have a successful campaign, but they don't want to go through there. A lot of people are dumb. I mean, you know now how much money Indiegogo takes from you. People are like, oh, you made $40,000. No, I didn't.
Like 10%.
They take your fees and then your taxes and all the other bullshit.
I've been questioned about that too. They're like, you made the movie for $30,000. Well, didn't you raise over $50,000? Well,
let me print this out for you. What they charge?
I know. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, the Indiegogo fees are like 10%. So it's $5,000 right there.
Take like $80,000. Is that what you take home? No, because the government ass up in there, take some money. Same thing.
Exactly.
I owe
So, I mean,
$19,000
people
in
don't realize
taxes now
that.
because of that shit.
Not cool, eh? I mean, we're a little bit better here in Canada, but still, it's not. I mean, I wish people realized that, they don't account the fact that we had a premiere, and with that cost a few grand, $3 to $4 grand to put on that premiere. But people bought tickets from the Indiegogo, so that money from the ticket sales went to the premiere. And then, of course, production expenses were $5 grand. So I mean, how much is really left over for perks? Under 10 grand, that's for sure. So, I wanted to make sure there was still that 10 grand ish to just distribute our perks, but
shipping and
not everybody gets that.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, unless you've done it, you don't know.
I'm still trying to figure out the Blu-rays. I don't know if you've ever dealt with doing Blu-rays, William. I'm trying to figure out the best option as far as that goes, but
I did DVDs on a film before for conventions, and I use disc makers out in LA or what's it off Chatsworth or some. I remember what damn street it's on out there, but yeah, it's out of LA, and I got DVDs printed out for them. It's decent fees.
Did you have to get 1,000 of them made though from disc makers? Like, so did you do the recordable DVDs, or did you do like the full on standard DVDs then?
I had everything. Let's see, I might even have one here. Pull out and show you.
That's where I'm kind of at a crossroads with disc makers. Is if I want to get standard Blu-rays, they make you buy 1,000 of them, and I don't want to buy.
I didn't do Blu-rays, so it might be that. I did last time I printed it was just DVDs, and it was probably 2012, and I think I got 50 of them. So, but it was full printed. It's got the menu on it and everything. It was professional quality DVD. The print on the disc and everything.
Well, I'm doing both, so I'm like, I want to use this company called Kanaki, but it's all recordable Blu-rays and DVDs. So apparently those won't play on certain players. I'm trying to get a feel for whether that's a good thing or not. But
what won't play on certain players?
They're called BDR, Blu-ray recordable, Blu-ray disc recordable. So I don't know. I don't want to do it just because it's cheap, and then some of my people that back the campaign are gonna complain saying, "Hey, the Blu-ray won't play on this player or whatever." That's the crossroads I'm at. And Disc Maker offers the standard Blu-rays, but you have to buy 1,000 of them according to them.
I think the only problem you have with when you're doing that is the regions. So the question is this: of the people that you have to send a Blu-ray DVD to, or even a DVD period to, how many of them are in region 1, region 2, region 3? Yeah, and you know what the regions are, right?
Yes, these are all. No, I will say this: they are all region free, so they'll play anywhere in the world.
Yeah, then you should be fine.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know nothing about this stuff. I've never owned a Blu-ray player. I've never owned a Blu-ray player in my life.
Me either.
I'm just kind of going off of what I'm hearing. And
what do you mean? You've owned a Blu-ray player. You own one right now, probably.
No.
You have a PlayStation?
No.
Oh, then
I have a Sega Master System from 1986.
Yeah, that definitely don't. But I worked at Best Buy for a while, like back in the day. So I used to sell Blu-ray players and all that stuff. As long as you are not sending the DVD off to a different region that has a region-specific DVD player, like Turkey or Pakistan or some place like that, you should be fine. It's all region 1. Just burn it and go. It should all work.
Well, okay. I'm gonna take your word for it because Kunaki is cheap.
Yeah,
it's really cheap, but it's all they only do recordable Blu-rays. It's like $2. It's something like $2 or $3 per disc.
Yeah, so
it's pretty damn cheap.
If you really want to like do your due diligence on them, go to their website and look up their reviews and see if anyone's ever complained about the fact like your shit wouldn't play in my DVD player.
I will do that. I know I reached out to them. I reached out to their customer support or whatever. Yeah. And they suggested that I actually order just one and tested on every type of player out there, like a Blu-ray player, a PlayStation, of CD-ROM or whatever. They
That's a good
suggested
idea.
that I do that, and maybe I'll just do that. It might mean the customers have to wait a little longer. But
if they gotta wait, they gotta wait.
They gotta wait, and everybody's been pretty. I haven't had a lot of people, message me saying, "Hey, when's my Blu-ray coming?" or something like that. Not a lot. So I mean,
or I believe that people will be happier with like, look, I'm making sure this is done right for you, as opposed to like, I just want to get something in your hands to get you off my fucking back.
Exactly.
Like, okay, oh great, I got the DVD. Oh, why is it showing Tommy and Pamela doing their thing? What I ordered, instead, they get what they asked for. Having been in sales and whatnot, customer service says, I understand you're going to be a little frustrated, but I want to do this right for you. I want to get you the right thing. I want to get it to you at the right time. And customers are 9 times out of 10 way more understanding of, as long as you're up front and going like, this is why it's taking so long. If you just don't answer them and go like, I'm going to leave you on red. Just like when a girl texts you to leave her on red, same thing, man. You're going to get fucked.
I didn't realize. Sorry, I totally missed. I hope Jordan can still do it. He says he'll jump on just to satisfy Patrick. Let me send him an invite. I didn't even see that. Sorry, Jordan. There he is. He actually messaged me. Sorry about that, man.
So I
was too into the chat.
Every person I've actually acted in something with. Because I've acted with Jordan, I've acted with William, I've acted with Les in something like prior to this. So now I will complete my trifecta. I can die a happy man. I can die.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was going to build on what you were saying about that. Will there be a sequel?
Will there be a sequel to Sawyer Massacre?
Right?
Who knows? We'll see. If and I've said this many times, I'd be very honored if another director out there wanted to make a sequel to the Sawyer Massacre, and they would have my blessing, that's for sure. But I'll be honest, I don't really plan to do a sequel to the Sawyer Massacre. I think it's a perfect ending the way it is, and why would you want to spoil that? But I would support anybody that wanted to. And here's Jordan. There he is, Mr. Jordan O'Neill, Jimmy himself.
What's happening, gentlemen?
So Jordan, you think it's Jimmy that does that cry at the end? So if that's true, let's hear you do it.
Oh man, I'm not even properly warmed up or anything. You gonna do that to me right now?
Wow. Oh, come on, man, just busting your balls, right?
Can you imagine with this bass of a voice, if I could get that high pitched cry, man, I would be in every Nickelodeon cartoon if that was the case.
Whoever did that was actually not bad.
True.
That was you. Very good, Patrick.
So
he has enough kids. He's heard it enough.
No, that was my son. That made me cry at the end.
Did you knock her up and that was your baby? Was there a scene? Was there an off scene slaying? You know what I'm talking about? Slaying that heard that we.
Hey man, that script is yet to be written. I can't say. Yeah, talk to Mr. Steve Merlo, whoever he's passing off the sequel rights to, or whatever.
That was some kinky stuff that you guys were doing, and Leatherface just walked in on.
William might be typing it up right now, man. I don't know. He might be writing it up.
There's some good potential here, guys. It's like
totally different type of movie.
It could at least be a porn parody, probably at least. But,
Yep. That's what's going through my mind. Wait a minute.
Porn parody.
Oh no!
Coming free on Pornhub. 2023.
There we go. And Tubi.
So how you doing, Jordan? It's been a minute.
Yeah, man. No, I'm good. Just been working the day job. Like I'm sure these two guys can understand. You work the day job, then you audition, then you get your hopes up, then you don't get it. You go back to the day job, and the cycle continues, right?
You missed the drink away your tears in between. There's that. There's
the tears in between.
I did miss that. I mean, no one. I mean, let's be honest. No one's as busy as Les always is. I mean, good Lord, that man
Lord mercy.
We were talking about porn parodies, and this shows up, eh? Oh man.
What?
Oh, sorry.
Mega.com.
Oh, right. It's
new AI dating for AI dating.
Oh man. They got my avatars now too. That's probably me. Damn. Hang on. They scrub my hard drive here.
Oh goodness. So Jordan, have you kept up with everything with the film as far as I mean, it's. Over
Yeah, I feel
60,000
like
views. Did you expect that? Did anybody
no, man.
expect?
I
us
mean,
to
I
hit
didn't know what to expect,
60,000?
man. I mean, you just kind of, Will and Patrick can attest to this too. You kind of just do it, and you like it's out of your control, the final product. And like, I've heard so many stories of like guys. I have a buddy in class who finally got into a film. He's been auditioning for a while, and he had a scene where he broke down crying. On the third take, he went to the screening. And they used take one, where he's just kind of like warming up, and he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" So it's just a lesson in that. But no, this has been so surprising. The view counts, the milestones, the tons of
The
positive
IMDb scores.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing I'm most surprised about, the IMDb score.
Let me tell you that this is the highest IMDb rated film that I'm in.
Me too.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I will say this, not knowing or not being so inundated into the horror community like some of you guys, I've been always blown away by the amount of positivity and love that community gives out. So it's been cool to kind of be a part of something that is an example of that support.
They're the best, man. They're
Exactly.
the best. I've been dealing with them
kidding.
the last couple of screenings I've been doing. It's amazing the support that the horror community will come out and support indie films. It's just been, again, I had 300 people at a screening on Saturday.
Wow.
200 at the first
Wow.
and then 120 at the second one, and I have a sold out 100 seat next month in January. And it's
Man, I wish I could have done that. I wish I could have done that too.
So it's just the horror community is just coming out in droves, and the positivity and love, and it's humbling, and it's just it really strikes when you hear like those fans are just real, man. They're real, and you go to those conventions and you meet those people, and they're just so supportive, and they want to help you, and that's why it's really cool that you've gotten so many good comments. I was honestly, I'm not going to lie, I was expecting you to be torn apart by the trolls, because YouTube is just a vicious wasteland. I've seen a few of them on there, but not anywhere near.
I love it. You know what? I welcome the trolls, because if you have trolls, you have popularity. That's just the way it is. I mean, if we didn't have trolls, to me that means we did something wrong.
It means you
to
made
me
it,
that
right?
means, so,
that's very nice. Thank
exactly.
you.
So
new I don't know how to say that.
New promotion vintage film. That's our buddy Pupo Das.
Oh,
so, very cool and believable performance by you.
That guy's a cheerleader.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Dude. I mean, trolls will come out. I mean, look, I made a little fan film about fairy tale characters, and I happened to cast a black woman as Snow White. You would have thought I set the Brooklyn Bridge on fire the way some of these people reacted. I mean, man, they will come out. They will come out from under the bridges.
Snow White wasn't black. Snow White is a fictional fucking character.
Yeah, she never existed at all, buddy. I hate to break it to you,
but there was no Snow White.
I think the one.
Oxymoron, right? Snow White, her last name's White. I've known a lot of black people whose last names are White. That makes complete sense.
Yeah, so have I.
There you go. What was I going to say? I think one of the things I was really worried about was the way I treated the Drayton Sawyer character, because he's quite a bit different than he was in the original. So I was ready for the hate on that.
Bill's character, right?
Bill Housekeeper's character. I was ready for the trolls to hit me on that one, or the haters, whatever you want to call them. Saying, how dare you make Drayton a sympathetic kind of character? And you know what? I didn't get a lot of that. In fact, I actually got more comments saying, wow, I never thought of Drayton being kind of like that, but it kind of makes sense. That was a shock to me.
Because if you look at it as a prequel, right? I mean, he can't be exactly what he was in the first movie in our movie. Because if he is, then it's just rehashing that character. This gives him an arc.
Yeah, I totally agree. And one thing I will say I did in preparing to write the character of Drayton in this was actually I went to the character description in the original script that they wrote. Kim Henkel and Toby Hooper wrote. I referred to that script, and his character description really kind of, the way they described him was as kind of a character, an older person that's broken down and given up on trying to be, to do something different. He's given up on that, so it spoke to me like what he could have been like 8 years earlier. So, I took a risk, and I think that risk actually paid off with Drayton. I think so. At least unless everybody's just blowing smoke up my ass. You never know sometimes, but
I think Rex is the one who breaks him down. There you go.
Yeah.
that one scene, that one line where he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "It's going to be a long winter. More is better than less." You know, bam! That's breaks him down right there.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean, yeah. I mean, I certainly don't look at it as like, you know, I wrote some sort of masterpiece or anything like that. I mean, it's far from a master. There's definitely some. I can look at it. I can look at the movie and say, man, I should have done this different in the script. You know, a few things here and there are different in the script, but you know, I think I managed to put together a fairly decent story overall, and you guys made it a reality with how well you guys acted in 9 days. I still can't get over that, you know. 9 days to shoot this with very little direction from me. Did anybody feel like they got a lot of direction from me?
No.
When I asked you questions during that one, the thimble scene, because I that was me making that scene so precious. And you finally was like, I think it's working fine. I don't know what you're thinking, but I think it's fine. I'm like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
That was the first day when I came on with Bill. And I remember you did give a lot of direction on that one.
I think that was my day. I gave the most direction.
You were like, darker, go darker. Don't be so animated. I'm like, okay, shit, all right. I was trying to make him a used car salesman all the time. Like, okay, I'll bring out the animation when the kids are here. I'm gonna go more mean at this point. Like a older brother that's just like picking on his sibling that he likes that does for fun or something. I don't know.
It definitely would
have helped.
The
car salesman comes on.
It definitely would have helped too. I mean, this is another more props to you guys as actors. We didn't have any rehearsals. And I was freaking out because we had no time for rehearsals. There was nothing we could do, and I was freaking out. You know, days before filming, we haven't rehearsed, nobody's rehearsed. I mean, they've reached out to me and asked me questions.
The audition scene,
take one,
where I talked to Briley. I met the guy 5 minutes beforehand. I was like, "Well, here we go. Let's see what we got." And then we're both in tears by the end of the scene. Like, this is gonna be a good time. So.
Take one is rehearsal. That's the way I look at it every single time I do. Take one is rehearsal. You fine tune from there.
Patrick. Funny thing is,
we get 2 takes.
A lot of the scenes, 2 takes was almost the maximum for most of the movie.
Yep.
And sometimes 1 take was what we took, and that was it. Sometimes it was just 1 take.
That's because we nailed it, though.
Yeah, that's again. I can't compliment you guys enough on how well you guys were able to pull this together.
I just look like I've been climbing out from underneath houses my whole life, I guess. That's the only 1 take I remember I did.
What's that?
Hey, it was a good 1 take though, and it worked. Yes. We needed you to crawl out of a window. We didn't have a window coming from there. Just crawl from underneath. Oh my god! That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about with the locations. You know, that house was obviously a raised house. You could see under it and everything. There was no way that house had a freaking basement, you know.
Talking about the Vulture House?
Yeah, the Vulture House. Well, that's what I was trying to tell Steve. I was trying to tell Steve, do you know any houses with a basement? I'm like, dude, it's fucking Texas. No houses have basements. None of them. I was like, there's not a one.
Well, I found one. And
but there is. And you stayed at it, and I'm using it my next film.
Oh no, there's that one too. That's actually, that's a bit.
It's a nice one though.
We filmed.
No,
it is
that basement's nice, and it's going to look great on film.
Yeah, it is actually.
I got some sick scenes planned in there, and you know, and I found one in Gonzales, pretty nasty looking. That was kind of a drive. So I was so lucky that I was able to find her out. Here's a funny story for you. I showed up to locate the scout, and she didn't know I was Rex because I shaved. I had my hair pulled back. And I had this little thing going, and she's talking about something, and she's like, "You seen the Sawyer Massacre?" I'm like, "Yeah." You don't recognize me?
I would have been like, "No, what's it about?"
Oh, what's that movie about? Yeah,
what's that movie about?
That's awesome.
Never heard of that one.
Never heard of that.
It's like, It's like, will you sign my poster now? Oh, she got excited when she found out who I was.
And you gotta go. No, I'm just playing. I won't admit it. I'm not that guy.
That wasn't me. No, man.
You look like Rex. Yeah, I get that a lot. Like,
Jimmy Presley's too old for AI dating. Sorry, 69omega.com.
Plenty of AI fish
Oh
in
my.
the sea, right?
Yeah, exactly. Man, it's been great chatting with you guys. It's fun to do this. I'll probably do another one of these at 100K. I know it's just a matter of time before we do. Whether
Yeah.
we hit
So
100K
next week,
before
that's
the end
where
of the
it's
year.
going.
I could, it slowed down for it was going down to about 500 views a day, and then all of a sudden it just picked right up 1,000 views a day, 2,000 views a day.
you know
Like, what the hell? Usually when it slows down down more. It doesn't, pick up again. So I don't know what happened. It's probably all the haters, chatting about the movie. That who knows?
Again, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So shit, yeah,
exactly.
man.
I love
Let
it all.
them fucking haters
Let
hate.
them talk. Let all
They
the
can
haters
hate you
talk.
all the way to the bank.
I know.
I mean,
I love it.
If a fucking idiot's gonna try to lampoon you and do fucking like skits and shit, all he's doing is giving you more publicity.
Yep.
Fucking backfire.
I hope so.
It's backfiring if he thinks it's gonna actually be something negative. More people are gonna say, I want to check this out.
Yep.
Is it really that bad? Well, you get, even if they make it 10 minutes in, you got you a view. Who cares?
Yeah.
You
I'm
don't
good
fight
with
that guy. You pay that guy.
Exactly.
Now you're
I love it. I actually wish
That's good
we had
PR
more
right
trolls.
there, man.
The trolls have been quiet lately. Actually, I don't know why the trolls have been so quiet lately. We started off with a good couple on IMDb, and I was like, yes, we got our trolls. Then we haven't had too much lately, though, so we'll see what happens. I don't
think
know.
we're going on to trolling the Hallmark Christmas movies right now, so I think we're.
Yeah, I've worked on one of those.
Oh my God, which one? Do I want to know?
It's called Christmas Together with You. It's got the guy from the Blacklist in it. The black guy from the Blacklist was in it. Got to meet him on set. He was a nice guy. Harry Lennox was his name.
Now I'm gonna have to watch it. You know what? You mentioned it. Now I'm gonna have to watch it.
While we're filming it, while
recently,
we're actually in production of that movie, it wasn't called Christmas Together with You. It was called Christmas Alone Together. And while we're shooting, like, why is it called Christmas Alone Together? That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't work.
So they changed it to Christmas Together with You, and the rest is history.
So that reminds me of that old. Remember that movie Airheads, the Lone Rangers? How do you call your
Lone
band
Rangers?
the Lone Rangers?
That doesn't make any sense.
You're not lone.
You're
not
alone. What? No, man, there's one. We're a group. We're a group.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, awesome stuff. But been great chatting with you guys. I don't know if there's any more questions in the chat. Probably. If anybody has a question in the chat,
just hit it up now, man.
7.2 IMDb rating, which is absolutely awesome. Get all your friends to rate it on IMDb. We've got over 200. Let's see if we can get it to 300. Get 300 ratings. I don't care. I don't even care about how high we're rating. I want to just get more ratings so that more people are talking about it. But if you feel like giving it a good score, thank you.
I don't care. Give it a 1. No, I care about that. No, I care. But
we've got a few ones. We know we've got some ones in there. That's for sure.
Oh,
But,
that was me. I got to go fix that. My bad. Hang on.
Jordan,
he hates it. He hates the movie. So.
Hey, E.T. got panned by Roger Siskel and Ebert, so fuck all those people. I don't give a shit.
I don't care. Hey, it'd be nice to actually have a real critic actually talk about our film. Even if they're tearing it to shreds, that would be cool. It would be cool if our movie was on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't care if it's got a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. If our film got on Rotten Tomatoes, that would be awesome. Just saying.
Sometimes critics come out to film festivals here, so if you go that route, it could happen.
We've submitted to quite a few festivals.
Yeah.
Most of them aren't until next year, so we'll see what happens there. But we got 3 that I should be finding out at the end of the month.
Nice.
So we'll see. It's hard to. It's the risk I've run though is that I've already released the movie, and I know a lot of these festivals. A lot of them don't like that you released it before the festival circuit.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them. And I was looking through the rules of each one that I did submit to just to see if that was, and I didn't see it anywhere. So maybe I'm okay. I don't know. we'll find out. If I get a disqualified thing on there, then too bad. But
Oh, right. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
Exactly.
I'm
That'd be
risking that
cool.
right now. It's submitted to South by Southwest, and you have to be a premiere. So that's why I'm doing test screenings, fool. These are test screenings.
I saw that. I saw that post, by the way.
But
it's not a goddamn premiere.
But all these fuckers keep saying we were at the premiere last night. No, you weren't.
We're not.
No, you weren't. That's not a premiere. It's a test screening.
Test screening, and it really is. I find something I got to fix in every one of them. So they are definitely valuable.
Oh, our premiere was definitely a test screening to an extent too. I mean, it was a premiere, but it was a test screening because I knew that certain things were going to have to be fixed a little bit still, and not everything was fixable, unfortunately. But we fixed a few things, and
when do we
it's
hear
better? I think.
When do we hear from the Academy? Is that anytime soon? We're going to hear the yay or nay from them soon.
I doubt we would hear anything. But hey.
We might hear from the Golden Globes, but not
the one thing though, I'll say this, Jordan, because you were one person that was, we talked about this, and that was Briley's shirt in that one scene. I haven't had a single complaint about that. Not
that wasn't
one.
even one of my notes. I just remember someone was harping about it, and I'll pass it on.
It was always kind of in the back of my mind.
They're talking about. So,
well, there you go. What? So if you
the shirt.
Something about blue with his shirt.
I saw it, but yeah, I'm not gonna say where it's at.
Yeah,
it's in the upstairs of the house when they're trying to pry off.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them. They gotta go watch.
Oh, I don't care.
No,
I don't care, guys. It is a goof. It is a goof.
Because I'm one of those continuity wonks, and I missed it. If I missed it, now I gotta watch this motherfucker again to find out where that's at.
My wife could do scripty in film, but she would have to give up her job as a pharmacist, and I don't think that scripty pays as well as a pharmacist does. I don't think so.
I would imagine that.
No. So yeah, she's going to be a pharmacist for now. But she catches every little thing in every film, every little thing. So I mean, it's too bad,
I missed it. So if I missed it, it's got to be. Because, like I said, I'm like the clock's on the wrong. The clock just went ahead an hour and a half. It's fine. I'm that guy.
Yeah. I mean, I knew about it. Because I filmed it, and I was saying that when we were shooting the basement stuff. I'm like, oh crap, he's got blood all over him now. He didn't have blood on him when we shot that scene that takes place after Yeah. So that's the way it goes sometimes, and we didn't have anybody on scripty. We had such a shorthanded crew. There was no script supervisor on our set.
If you had a script supervisor, what would you have done? Did you have another one of those shirts?
No, we didn't.
So, got to do what we got to do.
Yeah. I mean, would a script supervisor would have been able to? I mean, I guess the thing a script supervisor probably could have done was make the suggestion when we were shooting the scene upstairs to, there's a high probability that he's going to have blood on him, and when we shoot that basement stuff. So, I mean, I've seen script supervisors do that before. Is that likely though? Still, would the script supervisor would have caught that?
Maybe.
That's a tough
Probably
one to catch.
not.
Probably not.
Probably not. Exactly.
Would have been more. They would have probably told you not to get him bloody in the basement because you shot it after.
Yeah, they said you have no. Like I recall in one scene. There's one scene I remember that we shot because I did have a little bit of blood on the side of my shirt, if I recall.
Mm-hmm.
We made sure that I was turned just so you couldn't see it.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Like, oh shit! So I was like,
and then we were like hoping you could wash it off, and it did come out in the wash, right?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
So, hey, yeah, you know what? These kinds of things do happen in films, even on Hollywood budget films. So, we hit it as best we could. Like Charlie hit it the best he could in the editing process, and props to him for doing as well as he did. And I guess it worked because I haven't had a single complaint. I haven't seen a single comment in like the or whatever the comments on the YouTube video. I've seen all the. I haven't seen a single comment on like reviews or anything about that. So I mean, hey, I guess it worked. I guess it worked. What's Poo Das saying now? The Sawyer Massacre should compete in different movie festivals. I'm sure it will win quite a few nominations and awards. I hope so. Like I said, I've submitted to quite a few. Most of them I won't find out till mid next year, or some of them not even till like September or October of next year. So we'll see. I hope so. Again, I hope that it being out doesn't hurt it, but we'll see.
We'll have the parody out by then too. So
parody. Yeah, there you go. I've seen 100 fan films in the last 6 years. This is by far one of my personal faves, up there with Never Hike and Victim No More, etc. Just my thoughts, though. I haven't seen Victim No More, and actually somebody was suggesting that today.
Well,
I have to check out that one.
Well, I'll tell you right now, to be compared to Never Hike Alone, that's high praise.
Well, I know that. Yeah, Never Hike Alone is pretty high up there. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing to be compared to some of those films. So it's awesome. It's awesome, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. So thank you guys all so much for being a part of this film, and thank you guys in the chat for sticking around tonight and chatting with us. I hope to do this again very soon. Christmas is coming though, so you probably won't hear from me until after the new year. But thank you all so much, and let's get this thing to 100K as fast as we possibly can. And I'm sure we'll hit there pretty soon. Any closing stuff you guys want to finish with?
Town.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the views.
Yeah. And go and help us all out. Go visit our IMDb's as well while you're at it. That helps us out a little bit, because we're not the Harrison Ford and Brad Pitt set of that echelon yet. We're more the I don't know, Millard Fillmore of the
whoever that is.
Exactly. He was a president, by the way. That's how little people know about him. Anyway,
there you go.
So,
I'm Canadian, so that's why I went.
Yeah. So yeah, help us out there too. And like I said, leave some comments for it. Give it a rating. I think it was great. Being in it, it was great acting and being part of that crew. And I think we made something that's really, really, really good. So I mean, just go watch it. Tell your friends about it. Eat some beef jerky on it. And just look for the scene, and then tell us what you feel.
Exactly. William, you have anything you want to finish with?
Oh, just like, good time. Thanks for all the support, and I really appreciate all the cool comments that Rex is getting. So, I mean, that's
you've gotten a lot, actually.
That's cool. So,
I love the addition of Rex.
So,
yeah,
thanks for having me in your film, man. It's
honored to have you, man. Honored to have you. All right. Well, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you later on down the road. Take care, everybody. See you and good night.